हेलो दोस्तों, केजी क्लासेस में आपका स्वागत है। आज हम क्लास 12 की पोइट्री के सभी पोएट और पोएम के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे। पहला पार्ट है, पहली पोइट्री है मर्सी। इसके जो पोएट हैं वो विलियम शेक्सपियर्स हैं। इनका लाइफ टाइम है 1564 to 1660। अबाउट द पोएट, आइए पोएट के बारे में पढ़ते हैं। विलियम शेक्सपियर्स, undoubtedly the greatest poet and dramatist in England, was born at Stratford-on-Avon, Warwickshire, England. We do not have any authentic source to know about his early life. When his father's business failed, he migrated to London for his livelihood. From a humble beginning, there he rose up to the level of a stage actor and finally to a playwright. He has written 37 plays and 154 sonnets. Besides 2 long poems, he lies buried in Stratford Church in Avon. About the poem, इस पोएम के बारे में भी अध्ययन करते हैं, जानते हैं क्या है इसमें। दिस पोएम अकर्स इन द फेमस ड्रामा द मर्चेंट ऑफ वेनिस, रिटन बाय विलियम शेक्सपियर्स. इट इज ए पावरफुल एंड इमोशनल अपील फॉर मर्सी बाय पोर्सिया, द हीरोइन ऑफ द प्ले. एंटोनियो borrowed money from Shylock to help his friend Bassanio. Antonio signed a bond, but he failed to pay the money back in time. Shylock, the moneylender, filed a suit in the court of Duke. Shylock claimed a pound of Antonio's body according to the terms in the bond. Portia, the wife of Bassanio, appeared in the court disguised as a doctor of law. Her earnest appeal to Shylock for mercy is the text of the present poem. आइए अब हम दूसरे कैरेक्टर ऑफ ए हैप्पी लाइफ जो सर हेनरी बॉटम ने लिखा है। इनका लाइफ टाइम है 1568 to 1639। इस पोएट के बारे में पढ़ते हैं। सर हेनरी बॉटम वाज ए फेमस स्कॉलर एंड क्रिटिक ऑफ हिज टाइम. He had received his education at Winchester and at the Queen's College of Oxford. He had studied law at the Middle Temple. Besides being ambassador of England at the court of Venice, he was sent on different diplomatic missions from 1604 to 1624. From 1624 to 1639, Sir Bottom was the provost of Eton. He is still known for his poems on his mistress, Queen of Bohemia, and Character of a Happy Life. आइए हम पोएम के बारे में पढ़ते हैं। कैरेक्टर ऑफ ए हैप्पी लाइफ के बारे में सेंट्रल आइडिया है जो दिस पोएम गिव्स अस द क्वालिटीज ऑफ ए हैप्पी मैन. The poet says that a happy man is honest and truthful. He has full control on his passion. He is not afraid of death. He is not disturbed by any fear or favor. He is free from rumors. He follows the voice of his own conscience and noticing else. He dislikes false flattery. He is never jealous of others. He is a God-fearing person and remembers him day and night. He reads good books and keeps good friends. He does not care for rise and fall in life. He is rich in heart and is lord of himself. इसके बाद थर्ड पोएम है द ट्रू ब्यूटी. इसके पोएट हैं टॉमस कैरियो. इनका लाइफ टाइम है 1598 to 1639. इस पोएट के बारे में पढ़ते हैं। टॉमस कैरी वाज ए जेंटलमैन ऑफ द कोर्ट ऑफ चार्ल्स फर्स्ट ऑफ इंग्लैंड। ही वाज ए फेमस लव पोएट। His reputation depends mainly on his love lyrics. His love poems are forceful, passionate, and convincing. He makes a profuse use of figure of speech to beautify his love lores. He was closely related to the group of writers known as Cavalier poets. इस पोएम का सेंट्रल आइडिया देखते हैं। This poem is a famous and beautiful lyric composed by Thomas Crewe. The poet says that the physical charm soon fades away, but the beauty of good manners, noble thoughts, and platonic love lives forever. इसके बाद नेक्स्ट पोएम है ऑन हिज ब्लाइंडनेस। इसके पोएट हैं जॉन मिल्टन। इनका लाइफ टाइम है 1608 to 1674। पोएट के बारे में पढ़ते हैं। मिल्टन वाज बोर्न इन ए लंदन फैमिली। हिज फादर वाज बोथ pious and devoted to music. Milton inherited inclination for religion and music from him. He did MA from the University of Cambridge in 1632. He was a great scholar and one of the greatest poets in the world. Has produced his regular strenuous study till midnight took away his eyesight in 1652. His poems were written in the state of his blindness. His famous poetic works are Paradise Lost, Paradise Regained, El Allegro, Second Penseroso, Lycidas, Comus and Samson Agonistes. अब हम इसके सेंट्रल आइडिया के बारे में देखते हैं। On his blindness is a very famous poem of Milton. It expresses his frustration on being blind at a young age only of 44 years. But soon he recovers from his deep disappointment and gets ready to compose his immortal works in spite of his total blindness. On his blindness is one such poem. अब हम फ्रॉम एन एलेजी रिटन इन ए कंट्री चर्चयार्ड। पोएट हैं इसके टॉमस ग्रे। इनका लाइफ टाइम है 1716 to 1771। पोएट के बारे में पढ़ते हैं। टॉमस ग्रे was born in London in 1716. He was a devoted scholar of literature and history. He had toured Europe and had a liking for the Alps. He was appointed to the professorship of modern history at Cambridge and died in 1771. He was buried in the same churchyard which in his early years had inspired him to compose this very poem, an elegy written in a country churchyard. His most famous poems are Ode on a Distant Prospect of Eton College, The Board, The Progress of Poesy, The Fatal Sisters, Hymn to Adversity, and Elegy written in a country churchyard. अब हम सेंट्रल आइडिया के बारे में पढ़ते हैं। On evening, Thomas Gray stood in a country churchyard. The evening was getting dark. Cattle and the farmers were getting back. There was perfect silence everywhere. The poet sat down and brooded over the dead villagers buried there. In this environment, the powerful emotion of the poet find their impression in the forms of this poem, an elegy written in a country churchyard. नेक्स्ट पोएम है द स्कॉलर। पोएट हैं रॉबर्ट साउदी। इनका लाइफ टाइम है 1774 टू 1843। आइए पोएट के बारे में पढ़ते हैं। रॉबर्ट साउदी वाज बोर्न इन 1774 एट ब्रिस्टल। He received his education at Westminster School and afterwards at Oxford. He was converted to revolutionary ideas at an early date and forms a friendship with Coleridge. After his marriage, he paid 2 visits of Portugal, though he liked to be in Portugal, yet finally he settled down at Keswick in the Lake District of England. He led a strictly regular life which was full of hard literary work. Robert Southey was appointed to the poet Literature of England in 1813. He Brad had his last in 1843. Some of his best known poems are Thalaba, The Curse of Kehama, The Scholar, The Battle of Blenheim, The Holy Tree and The Inchcope Rock। आइए हम इसके सेंटर आइडिया के बारे में पढ़ते हैं। द स्कॉलर आल्सो टाइटल्ड एज मैनी डेज एमंग द डेड आर पास्ट is one of the best known short poems of Robert Southey. In this poem, the poet assumes the personality of a scholar. As a scholar, he wants to pass his time among the books written by the famous authors of the olden times. He feels thankful to them for their noble ideas. He loves their virtue and hates their evils. After his death, he will join the company of those famous dead authors. He hopes that his name too will not be forgotten with the passage of time. इसके बाद हम नेक्स्ट एजुकेशन ऑफ नेचर, इसके पोएट हैं विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थ। इनका लाइफ टाइम है 1770 टू 1850। पोएट के बारे में पढ़ते हैं। द फादर ऑफ विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थ डाइड व्हेन ही वाज ओनली 13। आफ्टर हिज स्कूलिंग ही वेंट अप टू सेंट जॉन्स कॉलेज, कैम्ब्रिज इन 1787 and graduated in 1791. After a couple of months, he crossed over to France where he was born over to the cause of the French Revolution. He came back and became a close friend of St. Coleridge. They began to write poetry together. He is one of the great romantic poets of England. He became poet laureate in 1843. अब हम पोएम के बारे में पढ़ते हैं। वर्ड्सवर्थ इज द हाई प्रीस्ट ऑफ नेचर। ही बिलीव्स दैट नेचर इज द बेस्ट टीचर टू मेक ह्यूमन बीइंग्स virtuous. In this poem, nature educates and develops an imaginary child, Lucy, into a good and perfect human being. What this plan of education and development miserably fails because Lucy dies at an early age of the only 3. नेक्स्ट पोएम के बारे में पढ़ते हैं। स्टैंजाज रिटन इन डिजेक्शन नियर नेपाल, नेपलेस। इसके ऑथर हैं पी.वी. शैली। इनका लाइफ टाइम है 1792 टू 1822। आइए हम पोएट के बारे में पढ़ते हैं। पी.वी. शैली वाज बोर्न इन ससेक्स, इंग्लैंड in 1792. He was the son of a wealthy England baronet. He received his education in Avon, Eton, and Oxford. He was a great revolutionary idealist in his attitude. He published a pamphlet, The Necessity of Atheism, which caused his expulsion from of university. His poem manifest his melancholy, which are due to indis- indiscreet marriage, sad family life, and his conventional notion of morality, politics, and religion. He loves the sun and the sky more than the elements on the earth. His poems are charged with high soaring imagination, unsurpassable lyrical quality, Greek philosophy, and love of nature. Love and passion is the general theme of his poems. He was not only a lyrical singer but also a friend of the oppressed and downtrodden, a champion of equality and liberty. Prome- Prometheus, unbound to a, skylark, the cloud, and ode to the best wind are some of his remarkable poem. आइए अब हम पोएम के बारे में पढ़ते हैं. इसका सेंट्रल आइडिया. Stanza is written in a dejection near Nepal reflect the poet's sadness at heart contrasted with nature's joy to be found all around him. The sky is bright and clear. The atmosphere is warm and full of sunlight. It is quiet all around. The poet is sitting alone on the sand besides the sea. The waves are lashing the seashore. Nature is filled with joy and pleasant activities, yet the poet is sad and dejected. He has no hope, no happiness, no health, no inner peace in life. Ultimately, he resigns himself to his fate and feels like weeping bitterly like a child, which is the only way to lessen the burden of his heavy heart. He loves the sea so much that he wants to die quietly by its side. नेक्स्ट पोएम है ला वैली डेमसेंस मर्सी. पोएट हैं जॉन कीट्स. इनका लाइफ टाइम है 1795 टू 1821. आइए पोएट के बारे में पढ़ते हैं. जॉन कीट्स वाज बोर्न इन 1795 in London. He was the son of prosperous, liberally stable keeper. He passed his examination in surgery but took to literature. He fell deeply in love with a girl, Fanny Brown, but met with sorrow and dejection. It aggravated his tuberculosis, and this, along with some contemporary misfortune, hastened his death at the very young age of 26 years only. Although his lifespan was short, he rose to great heights of literary fame, though he was bitterly criticized by his contemporaries, yet he was successful in establishing his mark as one of the greatest romantic poets of the age. Keats was highly sensuous. He lived in the worlds of magic and romance. He was true whisper of beauty in all things. Ode to the nightingale, ode to autumn, ode to gracious urn, the terror of death, and on first looking into champions Homer, are some of his great poems. आइए हम पोएम का सेंट्रल आइडिया पढ़ते हैं. ला वैली डेमसेंस मर्सी, वन ऑफ द ग्रेट composition by John Keats, describes a weary night by the side of a snow-covered mountain. He is charmed by a beautiful lady. The knight makes a garland and bracelet of beautiful flower for her. The fairy-like lady takes him to a cave and offers him sweet roots and honey. Both of them express love to each other. The lady lulls him to sleep. In the dream, the knight sees a number of knights who have been victim of that treacherous woman. They are dejected and disappointed. These knights and kings warn him against the deceitful lady. In a great mental confusion, he wakes up abruptly and finds himself all alone by the hillside. नेक्स्ट पोएम है टू द पपेल्स. इसके पोएट हैं हेनरी एल डेरोजियो. इनका लाइफ टाइम है 1807 टू 1831. आइए हम पोएट के बारे में पढ़ते हैं. हेनरी विवियन लुइस डेरोजियन वाज बोर्न इन 1807. हिज फादर वाज ए Portuguese while his mother was an Indian. He was a very popular teacher among his students. He taught English. He was an ardent nationalist in spite of his Western upbringing. He loved India, the land of his birth. He wrote with the object of inspiring patriotic zeal and fervor among the youth of India. He was shocked to see the miserable condition of India, its departed glory and its contemporary poverty. However, he was proud of India's rich cultural heritage and great spiritual values. He died in 1831 at a very young age. In his short life span of 24 years, he produced many poems showing maturity and understanding. The Farik of Janghira is his well-known narrative poem. आइए अब हम सेंट्रल आइडिया पढ़ते हैं इसका. टू द पपेल्स is a simple poem which expresses the joy of teacher. A teacher imparts knowledge to his pupils. He feels happy and fully rewarded when he sees his pupils expanding in knowledge. The poet compares their growth with the blooming buds. A teacher molds the character of his pupils. He shapes their future. His labor is crowned with success when he sees his pupils growing up in knowledge day by day and feels that his life was not in vain. नेक्स्ट पोएम है फ्रॉम द पासिंग ऑफ आर्थर. पोएट हैं अल्फ्रेड लॉर्ड टेनिसन. इनका लाइफ टाइम है 1809 टू 1892. पोएट के बारे में पढ़ते हैं. अल्फ्रेड लॉर्ड टेनिसन वाज बोर्न एट सोमर्सबाई इन लिंकॉनशायर, इंग्लैंड इन 1809. He was educated at Trinity College, Cambridge. At Cambridge, he came into contact with a very promising and brilliant classmate, Arthur Henry Hallam, who became the subject of the poet's most famous elegy in memoriam. The early death of Arthur was a terrible blow to him. Tennyson was a reputed representative poet of the Victorian age. At Cambridge, he wrote conventional verse. By and by, applause and fame came to him. His contemporaries loved and adored him. His craftsmanship is regarded as superb. He is matchless in word pictures. In 1850, he was appointed poet laureate. Beside his in memoriam, his other notable poet collection are Idylls of the King, Maud and the Princess, Brick, 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 Tears, Ideal Tears, Ulysses, the Lotus Eaters, the Charge of the Light Brigade to Virgil and Crossing the Bar. आइए अब हम पोएम के बारे में सेंट्रल आइडिया देखते हैं इसका. The poem is a part of the longer poem Martyred the Author, which he is closing book of Idylls of the King. The King Arthur is going with his 3 queens on his mysterious journey to the island of Avilion for recovery. He bids goodbye to his favorite knight Bedivere and consoles him by saying that he should not be sorry for the dissolution of the Round Table and ending of the age of chivalry. Change of order is inevitable for the maintenance of the world. The old order change, giving place to new in due course of time. That is the law of nature. He requests him to pray to God for his king's soul in case he does not see his king's face again. He believes that prayer does miracle. God is the ruler of the world and can do anything he likes. नेक्स्ट पोएम है ओ कैप्टन माई कैप्टन. इसके ऑथर हैं वॉल्ट विटमैन. इनका लाइफ टाइम है 1819 टू 1892. आइए हम पोएट के बारे में पढ़ते हैं. वॉल्ट वाइटमैन वाज बोर्न ऑन May 31, 1819 at Best Hills, Long Island, New York. Though he had no formal education, yet he trained himself to read and write. At the age of 12, he became a printer's apprentice. In 1838, he set up a weekly, the Long Islander, and in 1841 he became a compositor in the New World. By 1849 he was the editor of the Daily Eagle at Brooklyn. His Leaves of Grass was published in July 1855 and found instant admiration all around. Emerson said, "I am not blind to the worth of the wonderful gift of leaves of grass. I find incomparable things said incomparably well." In England, D.H. Lawrence found him to be ahead of all poets. Between 1855 and 1888, the poet was busy revising, editing and adding till the latest education. It has a universal appeal. Whiteman rightly remarked, "Whoever touches this book touches a man." Whiteman is one of the greatest poets of America. He was one who broke away from tradition and found out and expresses only that which was poetic about life. He was a visionary. The richness of his vision makes him not only a poet of the American people but a poet of all mankind. आइए अब हम इस पोएम का सेंट्रल आइडिया देखते हैं. O Captain, my Captain is an elegy on the death of the famous American President Abraham Lincoln, the first President of America. The poet visualized the ship America under the competent leadership of Lincoln, having cleared every obstacle, the Civil War being greeted by the people with great joy and exultation. But he, the poet, is stunned and shocked at the assassination of Lincoln. Like a small child, he fondly wishes that the captain would rise up and hear the people. The poet is conscious that the fearful event of the Civil War is over and the ship has reached its destination victorious. He wants the people to celebrate this singular event, while he alone with dejected steps walks around because his dear captain is dead. इसके बाद हम नेक्स्ट पोएम है फ्रॉम डॉवर बीच. इसके पोएट हैं मैथ्यू अर्नोल्ड्स. इनका लाइफ टाइम है 1822 टू 1888. आइए हम पोएट के बारे में पढ़ते हैं. मैथ्यू अर्नोल्ड वाज बोर्न इन 1822. ही वाज द eldest son of Thomas Arnold. He the famous head master of rugby, whom he commemorates in Rugby Chapel. After finishing his education at the Balliol College, Oxford, where he got the Newdigates Prize in 1844, he served a term of fellowship at the Oriel College in 1845. At Oriel, he came in contact with Arthur Hugh Clarke, whose death became the subject of his two great elegies, Thyrsis and the Scholar Gypsy. In 1857, he was elected professor of poetry at Oxford. His important prose works are Essay on Criticism and Culture and Anarchy and Literature and Dogmas. आइए हम पोएम के बारे में पढ़ते हैं. इसका सेंट्रल आइडिया. Watching with his beloved the rise and fall of the sea waves at Dover Beach, the seaport of Kent in England, the poet reflects on the religious. Sorry, थोड़ा bit. The poem is a part of the longer poem Marte di. No, sorry. आइए अब हम नेक्स्ट पोएम डॉवर बीच, जिसके पोएट हैं मैथ्यू अर्नोल्ड. इनका लाइफ टाइम है 1822 टू 1888. About the poem, Matthew Arnold